this is Kaanapali Beach right here. You can see black rock. The lava rock divides the beach in half there and has the Sheraton on top of it. And I guarantee you they wouldn't get a building permit to put a Sheraton on top of black rock today. Back in the 1960s, nobody seemed to object, but it was really not until the 1970s that the Hawaiians really started trying to reclaim and rebuild their culture. And they wouldn't put a Sheraton on top of this rock today because it's a very sacred place. In ancient Hawaii, they believed that if you passed away on this island, your spirit would depart the physical world from the western tip of the island. And it happens to be black rock right there. So if you happen to be down here at sunset, every single day the Hawaiians still perform the cliff diving ceremonies here. They light the torches and blow the conch shell, and the diver dives off this rock into the ocean right as the sun goes down. And that's symbolic of the spirit departing the physical world. Alright, this is Lahaina. It doesn't look like much, but Lahaina town has a long history to it. This is where the royalty lived in ancient Hawaii. And these beaches at Kaanapali were their playgrounds. Lahaina has been shaped by many different industries. Back in the 1860s, they planted 10,000 acres of sugarcane up the slope of Lahaina. And you can still see what's left of the old Pioneer sugar mill right in the middle of the town, that white smokestack down there. In the 1840s and 1850s, Lahaina was a whaling village. This was a stopover to restock your ship on the way to the hunting grounds up in Alaska and also in Japan. And every night, all these rowdy sailors would come ashore on Front Street down here and turn this little town into the Wild West. In 1846, they documented 429 whaling vessels anchored off the coast here. And these guys got in a lot of trouble. This was the highlight of their year. A lot of them had been up in the cold waters in Alaska hunting whales for 6 months. And coming ashore in this tropical port was about the best thing that they could have imagined. And they would get in so much trouble, some of them, making such a nuisance out of themselves, that they would wake up on that island up there the next morning, marooned on the uninhabited island of Kaho'olawe in the middle of the night, no food and no water, and a 7-mile swim back to Maui. And that happened so frequently, eventually they just built a prison in Lahaina to house all these drunken sailors. So as you walk around Lahaina, you'll see Prison Street down there. You can still see the old prison. This is one of the songs that the whalers wrote on their way down from Alaska in the 1840s about Lahaina.
Tis a damned life full of toil and strife we whalermen undergo. And we don't give a damn when the gale is done which way the winds do blow. We're homeward bound, 'tis a welcome sound, with a good ship taut and free. And we don't give a damn when we drink our rum with the girls of old Maui. Rolling down to old Maui, hey boys, down to old Maui. We're homeward bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui. Once more we sail with a northerly gale through the ice and sleet and rain. And them native maids in their island glades we soon shall see again. 6 hellish months have passed away in the cold Kamchatka Sea. But now we're bound from the Arctic ground, rolling down to old Maui.
Well, you get the idea. This was a pretty rowdy place back in the day. This is the dry side of Maui. Typically on this part of the island, on the leeward sheltered side, we can get as little as 4 to 10 inches of rain per year on this part of the island. But the rainforest is just right there in the mountains. It's amazing how close the two drastically different climate zones are to each other. But yeah, being on the leeward side, this is usually sheltered from the rain. I'm going to fly up over a couple of these valleys. There's a lot of turbulence back there today, so I'm going to climb up really high, try to get above it, and we'll be able to look down into some of the valleys up here in a minute. But this is an extinct volcano. Maui's made up of these two volcanoes. This one in front of us is the older volcano. It has been extinct, they say, for 500 million years. I'm sorry, 500,000 years, not 500 million years. 500,000 years. The volcano that makes up the east side is Haleakala, the House of the Sun, and is over 10,000 feet in elevation and is not extinct. And that means it could erupt again. The last time it erupted was only about 300 years ago. For a volcano, that's not very long at all. The last lava flows entered the ocean right there on the tip of the island down there at a place called La Perouse Bay.